What's up, everybody? Welcome back. And today I'm going to do something slightly different for the Wine Living channel. I'm going to review a distilled spirit, and not just any, but a whiskey from the country of India. Now, despite the fact that many Buddhist and Islamic tribes abstain from alcohol, India actually has a long history of distilling spirits that can be traced back almost 2,000 years. But it wasn't really until the 1800s that distillation became an industry in India, at first making rum for the British Indian Army, and then in 1855 the first official distillery is licensed. The Rampur distillery, which makes this particular whiskey right here, was founded in 1943. And just a little history here, the country of India became independent in 1948. So technically speaking, this distillery is actually older than the country of India. And the Rampur distillery is located in the north of the country, in the former British Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, close to the foothills of the Himalayan mountains. And this is very common in the distillation industry. Usually distilleries are located near a source of really high quality water. Like most high-end spirits, these are being made in old copper pot stills and aged predominantly in American oak. Although I think Rampur does have a few high-end single malts that they're aging in old wine, old sherry, and old port wine casks too. And this particular brand here, Sangam, is being dubbed as a world malt whiskey. And what I'm guessing that they're trying to say here is it's more of an international style. Probably one foot in the old world with Scotch whiskey as the main influence, and then a little bit more of a Western flair. And for what it's worth, Sangam is actually an ancient Sanskrit word which means coming together. So in one way, the drink brings people together. And it was also a 1964 Hindi smash hit movie. So let's try it. When you're first tasting a spirit like this, you always want to start neat so that you can taste it for its purity. And look at that beautiful amber color right there. That's 3 years of oak barrel aging. Okay, so one of the very first things that I'm getting here is peat, and I didn't expect that. Peat is like an organic sod that they use in Scotland to dry the malted barley, and it actually makes the whiskey taste and smell like smoke, and also a little bit medicinal like iodine. So there's a little bit of a throwback there to Scotland right away. There's a little bit of a burn on here. It's 43%, so it's 86 proof. A nice warming heat, lots of caramel and butterscotch in there, maybe a little bit of a baked apple. It's pretty rich and thick. It's even got a little bit of a slipperiness to it on the lips. So if you know your Scotch whiskeys, to me this drink's a little bit more like a Highland single malt. Here's a bit of fun trivia for you. Whiskey can be spelled two different ways, with an E or without an E. And the general rule of thumb is that you use the E if the country of origin has the letter E in the name. For example, Ireland or America. And you don't use the E if the country of origin doesn't have it in the name. For example, India. Now, as far as foods that you could eat with a whiskey like this, my mind always goes back to the origins, Scottish whiskey, Scotch, and what they eat in the region. So automatically I'm thinking cured fish, especially cured salmon, lox, on top of either a cracker with a little bit of cream cheese or a nice piece of bread. You can snack on that all night long with a whiskey like this. But since we're here, we have to mention Indian cuisine as well, in which case I would suggest probably a curry, something on the sweeter side, maybe even something that uses honey as an ingredient, a sweetener, and some clarified butter, some ghee for added richness. All right, everybody, thanks so much for hanging out and drinking some Indian whiskey with me today. I hope you learned something, and I hope you get a chance to try it for yourself. I'll leave a link with the retail price and also where to buy it down below this video. And of course, as always, if you have any comments or suggestions or questions, you can put them below the video and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you so much to Rampur Distillery and also to Michelle for making this opportunity possible. I really enjoyed it. See you soon, guys. Cheers.